Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. This is Webster Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. Now, if you're hearing this on Saturday, October 23rd, and some people will be hearing it, come down to the Capitol, the west front of the U.S. Capitol. That would be Metro stops Capitol South is the closest on the orange line and the blue line. Otherwise, you can take the red line to Union Station and walk over. And it's going to be a beautiful day, Saturday, October 23rd. The weather forecast here in the Washington Post, mostly sunny, high of 71, low of 53. Perfect weather, wind southwest 6 to 12 miles an hour, a little bit on the cool side, but otherwise a perfect day. No chance of rain, no chance of precipitation. That's the big thing. So a great day to come out and assert that we want a president of the United States who is not blackmailed by powerful, rich, evil interests, by banks, intelligence agencies, by the Koch brothers, or by anybody else, by Soros, based on the fact that he can't produce a birth certificate, and therefore he's simply a plaything of these powerful interests. So let's go now to Philadelphia, to the leading organizer of this important event, and that's Phil Berg, that people by now know, needs no introduction, distinguished lawyer, former Democratic Party official, Democratic Party candidate for governor and senator in Pennsylvania, and get a progress report from Phil on this event. So welcome, Phil.
My pleasure. As you stated, some of your listeners will be listening to this while we're at our demonstration, but those that are close by, come down. It's at the U.S. Capitol West Front from 12 noon to 4 p.m., we're expecting a huge crowd, and I'm very excited by it. I've been getting calls from people, Massachusetts, and someone from Toledo wanted to know if we had a carpool for them. And, a lot of people are coming in from different parts of the country. People are apologizing that they can't come in from California, or, someone just called me from Kansas City, Missouri, and they wish they could be here. So we have a message we're getting out all across the country, and the big message is that we are the umbrella for whatever your situation is with Obama. Whether you disagree with Obama on taxation, on health care, on Social Security, on the war, whatever it is, we're the umbrella for all of you, because our belief is that Obama is not constitutionally qualified to be president, not only regarding his birth certificate, but also what happened later in life when his parents divorced, his mother remarried, and he was adopted or acknowledged by his stepfather, Lolo Soturo, in Indonesia, and that's very significant, because his name then became, when he was adopted, Robert. I'm drawing a blank here.
Barry Soturo.
Well, it was Lolo Soturo, and Barry Soturo is his name. And if he hasn't legally changed his name since that time, that's his name. Now, you can use an alias, but not for fraudulent purposes. And he's been using it for fraudulent purposes by being a candidate for president, by signing in each of the 50 states, by being sworn in under the name of Barack Hussein Obama. So this is essential that you join with us if you can, because our position is that the courts have no guts. The news media has no guts. We expect more press from the foreign press than from here in the United States, because they have been protecting Obama. If the press did 1/10 of what they did to Sarah Palin, Obama never would have been nominated, let alone elected president, because he's a fraud, a phony, and this is the biggest hoax against the United States of America in our history in over 234 years. And it really is outrageous. So we expect a big crowd there, and we look forward. We have some music group that's going to be with us, and we have some excellent speakers, including your host here, Webster Tarpley, is going to be speaking. And I'm looking forward to a great event there. Well, it's actually today, because this will be coming out on Saturday.
Precisely. So, and again, it's Capitol South Metro or Union Station on the red line. It's the side of the Capitol that faces towards the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. So you're looking out on the mall. It's a great place to have a demonstration. And I know some important international media that will be there that I've talked to. And again, it's also a preparation for November, December, we got this lame duck session, and there will be an attempt by the discredited hacks and defeated placeholders of both parties, mainly Democrat, but some Republicans too, to commit mayhem. They want to destroy Social Security. They want to attack so-called entitlements, as they call them. Yesterday we had this panel of Bill Bradley and Gary Hart and a real blue blood a senator from Missouri, Danforth, and they want to cut Social Security, and they want to have a gasoline tax so that green energy becomes more feasible. So all of these things, and again, whatever you can be a right winger and be against Obama, that's fine. The audience of this program, I think, is more interested in anti-war, anti-Wall Street, anti-dictatorship, and pro-union, that Obama is a union buster. He's a Wall Street puppet, as we've just discussed, an incorrigible one. He won't stop foreclosures because Wall Street wouldn't like that. He'll sacrifice the American people on this altar of the financiers. Again, any issue that involves Obama, I think he's managed to betray, attack, or at least disappoint just about every constituency that there is. So we look forward to seeing you there, Phil.
Thank you. And anyone who hears this, Webster's absolutely correct. We can have a major impact in the November elections because we have to stop Obama what he's doing. He's constitutionally ineligible to be president, and I think he was constitutionally ineligible to be United States Senator from Illinois, and that's the pending lawsuit to the U.S. Supreme Court. So I urge anyone, if you hear this and you're close by, come on down to the Capitol. We'll have a great time there, and we hope that we can put enough pressure on Obama we can force the issue, force the media, force Congress to do something, and force Obama out of office. And we're in a constitutional crisis no matter what, and there will be one when he forces out of office, but we can handle that better than the fact of him continuing to serve and to destroy this country.
And it's not a voice crying in the wilderness, because those Ulsterman emails, right, that have been widely circulated on the Internet, they indicate that there are forces in the ruling class that are themselves concerned about Obama's mental instability. Is he having a mental breakdown? Will he have a worse mental breakdown when his party doesn't do well in the elections, when his messianic charisma and utopian rhetoric, when they get repudiated by the voters, right? Will he be able to stand up under the stress of defeat and humiliation? Maybe not. Maybe that's the point when he'll crack. So there are people in the ruling class, again, who are looking at the 25th Amendment. Does he fulfill, in this case, does he actually positively fulfill the qualifications for somebody who's no longer capable of discharging the duties of the office? And that may be much, much closer than people think.
Well, we will check that out. Look forward to being with you today at the U.S. Capitol. And everyone out there, support us, ObamaCrimes.com.
Okay, I'll see you there a little bit early, right, most likely, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thanks, Phil Berg, then. And I guess that's getting to be the end of our first segment here. Let's see. Normally, we go on. Let me just go back to my previous theme, which was the tale of two cities, London and Paris, right? In Dickens, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. The French protesters, I think, have impressed Americans. I was listening to some radio commentators this morning that the French are less afraid. They like the ethos of mass protest. They're well organized, and they want to assert their rights. And if you watch the television coverage, it's unavoidable. The people say, we shouldn't have to pay for the crisis. The bankers have to pay. We shouldn't give up our retirement. The bankers should be taxed, expropriated, and otherwise shut down. This is the beginning of wisdom. This is the beginning of elementary class consciousness. Not the end of it, but the beginning of it. They have it. U.S. largely lacks it. Got to do something about that. Back in a minute.